Teacher uses the N-word, does a mock slave auction with students, put it up full mass. How many times do we have to report on the same thing, different people? A Boston area teacher in Massachusetts has now been placed on leave for holding a mock slave auction during a history lesson and using the N-word in a 5th grade classroom. The incidents occurred this year at the Margaret A. Neary Elementary School in Southborough, and have brought fresh attention to how slavery is taught in U.S. schools. Now, I want to say this because the context is always, we're just trying to teach history here. We just want to teach history. But I don't hear you all doing this about the struggle of Jewish people. I don't hear you utilizing the word that would be adversarial to Jews or the LGBTQ community. Every time we report on the story like this, is always about black folks, slavery, and the N-word. But what about those histories? Do you teach it the same way? No, you don't. You wouldn't dare. There's more. Superintendent, put him up. Gregory L. Martineau said in a letter to parents, the teacher, who has not been identified, held, quote, an impromptu slave auction. That's a hell of a letter to get as a parent. An impromptu what? Slave auction. January. 2 children of color were made to stand as the classroom discussed their physical attributes. The letter said the incident happened during a history lesson on the economy of Southern colonies. Simulations or role plays when teaching about historical atrocities or trauma not appropriate. These teaching methods are not to be used, the superintendent wrote, adding that such teaching methods trivialize the experience of the victims and are disproportionately traumatic for students of color. The Massachusetts teacher also used the N-word in the 5th grade classroom in April while reading and discussing a book that was not included in the school's curriculum. The superintendent said in the letter, the book also did not contain the N-word according to the letter. You just used it, just put it in themselves. After the matter was brought to the school's attention, the teacher called out the student who reported the incident in class and said it was not acceptable. Shortly after, the public schools, Northborough and Southborough, launched an investigation and put the educator on paid leave. The letter said, adding that personnel matters will remain confidential. The superintendent apologized to the parents, acknowledged the missteps. The school will implement a series of reforms, he said, including a professional development plan focusing on culturally competent teaching methods. Or just stop hiring racist teachers. That's a good start too. Superintendent also noted in a letter to the school's principal, Kathleen Valenti, was also put on a 10-day paid administrative leave from May 6th to 16th. She should have been fired too because there was evidence she was aware of the N-word situation. A report by the Southern Poverty Law Center published in 2018 on the challenges of teaching the history of slavery in the United States identifies simulations as part of the problem. Such techniques, the report said, cannot begin to convey the horror of slavery and risk trivializing the subject in the minds of students. And it just never happens when they teach other historical lessons. All right, we'll bring updates as they come. Sharon, thoughts here?
I think that the teacher should have been gone. She should not be entrusted to educate anyone because she has an agenda and it's a twisted one, if you will, and they should ask her about that. She shouldn't be anywhere near students.
Not at all. I mean, you're making up the N-word and it's not even in the context of what you're reading. Okay, you just want to say the N-word.